I caught her red-handed, vaulting my 6-foot ranch gate like some wannabe cowgirl vigilante, her sensible SUV still idling in the dust with the HOA logo slapped on the door. She was screaming about code violations before her Lululemon-clad feet even hit my gravel driveway, waving a laminated checklist like it was the goddamn Constitution. And me? I just sipped my black coffee, leaned against the porch rail, and watched the meltdown of the year unfold, because this entitled busybody had no clue she was trespassing on a federal judge's property. It started 6 months back when I finally cashed out my big city law firm shares and bought this spread outside Austin. 30 acres of prime Texas hill country, rolling pastures, a barn bigger than her McMansion, and 0 neighbors close enough to complain about my morning shotgun blasts at coyotes. I traded silk ties for Wranglers, courtroom for corrals, but some things follow you, like the Pine Hollow Estates HOA, that pack of Botox retirees 2 miles down the road who thought their covenants extended to unapproved rural aesthetics. Their president? Karen Whitaker, mid-50s former PDA tyrant, with a bob haircut sharp as her tongue and a grudge against anything that didn't scream subdivision sparkle. Karen's first love note arrived via certified mail, a violation notice for my unauthorized livestock enclosure visible from the county road. Bullshit. My horses were a good quarter-mile off the blacktop, but she enclosed drone photos like some amateur spy thriller. I ignored it, figuring she'd huff and move on to policing someone's mailbox height. Wrong. Next came the anonymous tips to the sheriff about illegal water runoff, then a petition drive claiming my wildflower meadow was attracting pests and devaluing property values. By week 3, her minions were parking at the gate, snapping pics with telephoto lenses, whispering about that eyesore rancher ruining our views. I could have lawyered up quietly. Hell, a single cease and desist from my clerk would have shut it down. But after a lifetime sentencing smug assholes in black robes, I craved the poetry of petty revenge. So I played along, mailing back postcard with haikus mocking her clipboard crusades. Roses are red/violets are fine/your HOA blues/leave them behind. It escalated her, of course. She rallied the board for an emergency inspection, citing some archaic bylaw about community oversight. That's when she decided to go rogue, busting onto my land uninvited, because in Karen's world, rules bend for the righteous. She stormed the porch like a one-woman SWAT team, pearls swinging, demanding I produce documentation for every blade of grass. I set my mug down slow, letting the silence stretch till her Botox twitched. "Ma'am," I drawled, tipping my hat, "you just committed criminal trespass on federal property. Care to explain before I read you your Miranda rights?" Her eyes bugged, pure cartoon shock. "Federal? What federal? This is Pine Hollow jurisdiction." Turns out, in her frenzy, she'd Googled my name wrong, assuming I was some hayseed retiree. Not Judge Harlan Reeves, the guy who'd presided over that landmark water rights case she'd probably skimmed in the local paper. The real fun kicked off when I pulled out my phone and hit record. "For the docket," I said, deadpan, as she sputtered about HOA authority and your tacky animals. She lunged for my fence, my actual barbed wire beauty, and that's when the goats got involved. My Nigerian dwarfs, those fluffy chaos agents, swarmed her like a black and white tidal wave, nibbling her espadrilles and head-butting her clipboard into oblivion. She shrieked, flailing like a piñata at a kid's party, and tripped backward into a fresh mud puddle from last night's rain. Splat! Covered head to toe in what my ranch hands call organic fertilizer. By the time the sheriff rolled up, my old poker buddy, who I texted en route, Karen was a sodden mess, demanding arrest for assault via livestock. He just chuckled, cuffing her wrists loose for the ride. "Judge Reeves here owns this whole zip code, darling. You might want to lawyer up." Her board scattered like roaches when the HOA's insurer got wind. Turns out, unsanctioned entries void their coverage. Lawsuits flew, mine for trespass, defamation, the works. She countersued for emotional distress, claiming my haikus constituted harassment. The judge, some kid I'd mentored, tossed it faster than a bad steak, slapping her with my fees, and a restraining order barring her from anything west of the county line. Last I heard, Karen's selling her golf course view and fleeing to Florida, where the HOAs are meaner, but the humidity hides the tears. Me? I'm back to dawn rides, coffee steaming under that same relentless Texas sun. Turns out, justice tastes sweeter with a side of schadenfreude and zero goddamn fines.